Hey everyone, it's Greg, and it's another edition of Unbreakable Spirits, the podcast, and it is Monday, August 28th. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I did. I want to tell you all about my weekend. Well, I was talking about the ice cream social we were going to have on Saturday, and we had it, and it was a great time. It was the bash of the summer. We had about 14 people here, and we had ice cream floats and banana splits and sundaes and all kinds of cool stuff. Think about it. The next time you want to have a gathering of family and friends, instead of doing a pizza party or a barbecue, do an ice cream social. Just get some ice cream and soda, the toppings. You're going to have a great time. The fact that it was hot and humid just made it even better. I got to tell you. Um, a little trivia for you. We just had the basic ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. We were going to do like individual stuff like Rocky Road and caramel, salted caramel. And we decided to keep it simple. So think about it before the end of this podcast. Which was the most popular and which was the least popular? Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry ice cream? Uh, but it was a great time. It was a great time seeing family and friends, just celebrating and being together, right? I got to tell you, one special guest who was there was a childhood friend of mine named Timmy, and write about him in my book. And I haven't seen him for years, but Timmy and I went to school together. I was about 8 years old. He was 10, and we went, we went to a special school back then for kids with disabilities, all on one floor, no ramps. It was pretty cool. But we used to get there by taxi cab, and Tim used to always look after me in the cab. I was this little brittle guy in the front seat, and he would be in the back seat, usually in the middle, and he would always make sure that I was buckled in and safe, and he always took care of me. What I remember about Tim was he was always happy, smiling, laughing, joking, singing. He used to love Diana Ross and the Supremes back then. And so he would get in the cab and sing Baby Love, Stop in the Name of Love, whatever, just to cheer everybody up. And you know how there's just one special person in your life who keeps drifting in and out of your life for whatever reason. I'm sure everybody out there has one person like that you see maybe once every 5 or 10 years, and then they're lost, and then they come back in your life again. That's the way Tim was. It was like Harry met Sally, only platonic, whatever. Um, when I lost touch with Tim after grade school, of course, I became a social worker, and the next time I saw him, his mom was one of my residents at the nursing home that I took care of. So Tim used to come in and visit her. And then we lost touch. And then I heard that he was living in an apartment right around the block from me. I found out from one of the paratransit drivers who got in touch, stayed in touch, lost touch again. He moved. I lost his phone number. And then we were at the doctor's office a couple years ago. I had a sinus infection or whatever. It was an ENT guy. And I'm sitting there in the waiting room, and I hear this familiar voice talking to the receptionist at the front desk. And as he was sitting down getting his insurance card out of his wallet, I wheeled over and surprised him and said hello. You should have heard him. He was so happy to see me. I was happy to see him. Lost touch again. Until recently. And one of the local TV stations did a report during Disability Awareness Month, and I was featured. They talked about my book, and I was on the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock news. Well, Tim saw that broadcast, found my phone number, called me right up and said, I know that guy, called me up and said he knew me. So we talked again. I sent him a copy of my book, which he loved. In fact, Tim is in the book. And we're back in touch. So he came to the party, had a great time. We talked old times. He's coming back down again someday soon. And it's just pretty cool. He is just a special, special soul. He's a great guy. Hey, did you hear about Bob Barker dying over the weekend? 99 years old. What a long life, huh? What a good life he had. You know, somebody described it as there was a little piece of my childhood is gone. Another little piece is gone, which is true. I never watched Bob Barker every day because I was either working or at school. But you know, even at the nursing home, the residents would have the prices right on the TV. And you would see Bob Barker here and there. You know, he also was the voice of the Rose Parade in California for many years. He was, he had a role, really a funny role in Happy Gilmore, the movie with Adam Sandler, where Adam Sandler and Bob Barker are beating each other up on a golf course. It's really funny. Bob Barker was just there. And if you know, Bob Barker was at your event, you know it had to be big time. He was like Howard Cosell. Remember Howard Cosell? Howard Cosell, if he was at the World Series, the Super Bowl, or a big boxing match, you knew it was a big deal because Howard Cosell was there. That's the same way with Bob Barker. So he's been out of the limelight for a while now since he retired from The Price is Right. But all these tributes coming in, these videos, it brought it back to light, you know, that how much Bob Barker was there during our lives, just in the background, you know, just like the TV on in the nursing home. Bob Barker was there, and so you kind of miss that. You know, you say, wow, that's a part of my life is gone there, but the memories will last. 99 though, huh? I hope the guy had a good quality of life. You know, I really do up until the end. I gotta tell you that I found out I went to the ball game yesterday, another Phillies game. I have a Phillies won 3-0. Aaron Nola pitched a great game. It was another beautiful day. And who could ask for more? A Sunday afternoon at the ballpark, Phillies win, and I was with my brother Pat, and we had a great time. And my last ball game, by the way, is this coming Wednesday. It's an afternoon game against the Angels. I get to see Shohei Ohtani, or whatever his name is. And it should be fun. That's my last game until hopefully the playoffs. But I went with my brother Pat, and I found out he and his wife were going to Australia at the end of February until the middle of March. Nice vacation. And at that time of the year, while it's cold and maybe snowy here, it'll be summertime down under in the land of Oz. Just like it is now out the window there, summertime. So that's a great time to go. I love Australia. A lot of people, I think, would go, but maybe can't make the trip. I mean, it's a 20-hour flight. 20 hours you're on the airplane. That's a long time. But, you know, if you plan to sleep, watch a movie, play cards, blah, 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 it goes. And the bottom line is the goal is get to Australia, you know, and have a great time. I can only imagine what I would want to see. Sydney, the Sydney Opera House. So many places. I love Australia. I love the accent. I love the fact that they speak English too. You don't have to learn another language. it's a great place. Maybe I'll get there someday. I don't know, but it's great. Olivia Newton-John, I loved her. Uh, so many special people have come from Australia, but what I was thinking of, and here's a special person. If you ever go to Australia, you got to visit the Australia Zoo. And that was run by, at one time, the great crocodile hunter himself, Steve Irwin. And I miss Steve Irwin. I used to watch him all the time on the Crocodile Hunter. He was such a enthusiastic, happy, joyful guy. And even though he was always playing with crocodiles or snakes or lizards or some sort of reptiles, he made it fun. He made it interesting to go watch him go through the jungles and the brush and find these animals. And what he would do is capture a lot of them. And he was very much into environmental things. I'm sure he would be into climate change these days. And in person, oh, Dalbud wants to come in. He just wanted to go out. Steve Irwin was just a great guy. And I loved the way he talked. He was cranky. Look at the size of them eyes. Look at his mouth. Oh, we're going to put him back in the water. Cranky. He was just a fun guy. And for those who don't know him, Google him. Do yourself a favor. Google him, the Crocodile Hunter. And you'll find a guy who was just a great guy. Unfortunately, he was killed, ironically, not by one of his reptiles. He was killed while he was underwater doing a film, a documentary kind of a thing with friends. And he was a stingray. A stingray got him right in the heart. How sad, how sad. But now his wife is still very much involved with the zoo, and so are their kids. And they're carrying on the legacy. If you go to Australia, Steve Irwin is everything down there. They have statues. They have a Steve Irwin Day, November 15th, the day before my birthday. Different parks and things and boats and, are named after Steve Irwin. In fact, I read about this today. After Queen Elizabeth II died, well, they wanted to, come up with a new currency down in Australia, whose picture is going to be on the new currency. Well, of course, a lot of people said they feel King Charles, his face should be on the new currency. But a lot of people signed a petition to get the Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin, on their money. Can you believe that? That's how big he is down there. Personally, I hope he gets it. I like nothing against the king, but I like Steve Irwin much more than King Charles. I'm sorry. I was a big Princess Diana fan, so maybe I still have a little bit of a grudge there. I don't know. Anyway, so that's our show for today. I hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope you're back tomorrow to see tomorrow's podcast. You guys have a great week. Enjoy what's left of summer. It's fleeting away before you know it. So whatever you do, have a great time and take care for the rest of the day. And don't forget, cranky. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.